Hi, friends. Welcome back to Yoga Vibes. Today, we are going to move through a practice that I don't get to teach a lot in studio. So I'm really excited to bring this to you guys. And all you're going to need today is a blanket and a wall that you can um, spread out on. So take a moment, find a space in your home or wherever you're at where you can use the wall and not hit anything, and then go ahead and settle in. All right, we're going to start seated. Shut the eyes down for a moment. Take a moment to settle in, get grounded. And today's practice is going to be all about clearing the headspace, clearing out any thoughts that are no longer needed or serving you, bringing you down from any restlessness in the mind, any anxiousness or worry. So think about something that is weighing heavy on the mind or the heart today. Something you just keep ruminating on. And in these few moments before we get into our practice of the different postures and shapes, simply give yourself permission to let that thing go. Acknowledge that it's there, that it exists. But can you spend the rest of this practice in a space where you continue to acknowledge and let that thing come and go, where you're free of making any decisions around that thing, where you're free of having any emotions around that thing. And just maybe letting the mind be a little bit still. And then whatever came to mind, we're just going to send it off with a big, deep breath. When you're ready, start to breathe in through the nose, and we'll inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the mouth, exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we release. Come back to a normal breath. The mind, let the heart be light. And then slowly blink the eyes open. We are going to turn around and face your wall. And if you grabbed your blanket, this is kind of a nice to necessary to have. Okay, you're going to slide your blanket up against the wall. And I want you to scoot as close to the wall as possible. Okay. And then from here, you're going to lay down, plant your feet on the wall. And then again, see if you can get a little closer. Slide the booty right up next to the wall, and your blanket, if you have it folded up, should give you a little bit of height and support the low back and the hips here. Gonna fold mine one more time. Okay. All right, so we're just gonna start with our feet on the wall. Find a place where you feel comfortable here. Maybe let the knees just fall inward. Let the upper body relax. As the blood starts to flow down from the leg, down to the heart, to the head, let that kind of be your release here. So again, letting go of any of that heaviness or weight in the mind. Let it just flow away here. Okay. The first shape we're going to take is our figure 4. So you're going to let your left foot stay on the wall. Cross your right ankle over your left thigh. And you can always move closer to or away from the wall. Just whatever feels most stable for you. So you shouldn't have to feel like you are doing a lot of work to keep the legs up. So find that balance. Okay. The closer your hips are to the wall in this particular shape, the deeper the stretch is going to. So there's that to consider as well. And then just settle and find your stillness here for a moment. We'll take a few breaths here. Okay, we're going to continue to hang out in this figure 4 shape, but we're going to add a little bit of acupressure to this. So right hand or left hand doesn't really matter, whichever one gives you the best angle. I like my right hand, so I'm going to take my right hand. I'm going to place my thumb in the middle of my foot, a couple centimeters or so right below the ball of the foot. Okay. So that's about, I don't know, maybe a quarter way down on the foot. And you should have a little bit of a divot there, or most of us do. And you're just going to put some pressure with the thumb on that spot. Okay. It might be a little bit tender. That's all right. Maybe you press down and then move the thumb around a little bit for a little massage, but you're generally staying in this one point. So you're not massaging over the skin, you're sticking to that one area. And this is your kidney 1 point, the lowest acupressure point in the body. Yet very much connected to our head. So this point is used to help with restless mind, which often leads to things like anxiety and insomnia. So anytime you feel that kind of swirling, spinning in your head, like you can't focus, this is a good place to massage. Okay, one more breath here. And then go ahead and release that. We're going to extend our right foot out long. Flex the foot, so point your toes towards your face, leaning the right leg against the wall. And then point the foot straight up to the ceiling. All right. Go ahead and bend the right knee. You're going to plant the right foot on the mat. We'll switch sides, or right foot on the wall, not the mat. Okay, left ankle over the right thigh this time. Feel free to adjust your distance from the wall, just depending on the space you have in your hips on this side. Again, throughout this whole practice, keeping the upper body nice and relaxed, minimal effort. And we'll pause here, a few breaths. Okay, and then we'll target that acupressure point again. So taking one of your hands and place your thumb below the ball of the foot, right in the middle of the foot. So about a quarter of the way down. You find that spot, go ahead and press inward, give it a little pressure. Maybe even visualizing here this, just releasing the mind, freeing up space. Letting the anxious thoughts go, inviting in more calming thought. Give it a few more breaths, maybe finding a gentle massage into that acupressure point. Okay, go ahead and release. Extend your left leg long, relax it against the wall. Flex the foot, toes point to face. And then point the toes straight up. All right, we're going to move into our next pose. For this one, you do want to get pretty close to the wall. I have my booty all the way up against it here. We're going to come into our dragonfly, spreading the legs wide. Okay, and then just let them fall out naturally to however wide they land. And just stop there. So the goal isn't to, um, expand to this full range of motion or to force past our edge. You just kind of want to be in this natural place where the legs kind of hang out by themselves. Bring your awareness to the inner thighs. Allowing the tissue there to expand and lengthen. Maybe feeling yourself growing a little longer, a little taller here. So my legs just shifted naturally on their own. My feet came down a little bit further on the wall. So if that happens, feel free to go into that space. Allow gravity to do the work here. Try not to fight against it. Just let the legs relax. Couple more breaths here. Okay. To get out of this, you're going to bend one leg at a time. Plant the feet back on the wall. We'll go right into our next pose, which is butterfly. So this time, soles of the feet together, knees out wide. Again, you're going to keep the hips as close as you can to the wall, probably touching. Okay, take a moment, play around finding a comfortable spot here. And the feet should at least be touching. If the full foot isn't all the way all the way together, don't worry about it. Okay. And then to start, we're going to gently press on the thighs and you're going to press towards the wall. Don't overdo it, but I want you to feel a little something here. So you're going to press and you're going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and relax. Take a breath in and a breath out. Okay, maybe work the feet down a little bit closer to your body. And then we'll do that one more time. So gently pressing on the inner thighs, pressing the knees open and towards the wall. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right. And we'll just relax here. Find a couple minutes in stillness. So still in the inner thighs here. Maybe a little bit of a different sensation though. And it might have shifted just a couple inches. All it takes sometimes is those really small adjustments to create change or to make a shift. So maybe a small adjustment to make to shift your mindset or to shift out of an anxious place would just be to pause in your day, take a couple breaths, give yourself permission to let go, even if only for a few moments. Find that space, that relief. One more breath here. Bring the hands to the outer thighs this time. You're slowly going to draw the knees together, plant the feet back on the wall. Hug the knees into the chest for a moment. Then our last pose today is going to be legs up the wall, quite literally. So normally we do this maybe in the middle of the room if you're in the studio or don't have a wall. This time we're going to allow the wall to be our support. So staying right up close against the wall and just extending the legs upward. Let the legs relax and land where they land. Okay, we're going to stay in this space. You should feel kind of that biggest shift yet in the change of blood flow. And just allowing that release, that shift in perspective, the shift in mindset. Right, last little bit here. And then bend the knees. I'm going to invite you to come off of the wall. I know that's really comfy. I think it's important just to lie flat before you move off of your mat today. And just let the body settle back into its natural, neutral state. Probably noticing right away some of the effects of having the legs above the head like that. And just allow the body to relax here. Take a few moments to notice. And take this final reminder that you have permission to let go of whatever you're holding on to. Be at ease, to be still, to be free. Stay as long as you need today. Thank you for sharing this practice with me. Namaste.